रिकॉर्डिंग स्टार्ट हुआ?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, fine. So in the last lecture, we have discussed about various scheduling criteria. What should be the criteria to decide whether a algorithm is best or not? Okay. Now there we have seen some definitions also: turnaround time, waiting time, response time. These are the criteria, and we should try to maximize certain criteria and minimize certain criteria. That is also discussed. And these are the algorithms that are given in the textbook. जो Galvin आप देखोगे, so there you will be having these algorithms. But apart from these algorithms, there are many algorithms. First of all, whenever numerical is given for you to solve in exam or in your quiz or wherever, you first have to decide whether it is a preemptive algorithm or non-preemptive algorithm. Okay, so again, difference is already discussed. In non-preemptive, you are not stopping current process. Whatever process you are giving to CPU, that is being executed until its completion. Okay, whereas in preemptive scheduling, you are stopping current process and giving the CPU to some other process. Okay, so whenever you are solving numerical, first thing you have to decide whether it is preemptive or non-preemptive. Okay, now in the non-preemptive case, you have these algorithms FCFS. Okay, FCFS stands for first come first served. So whichever process is coming in the ready queue for the first time, you are giving processor to that particular process. Okay, this is FCFS, matlab first come first served. So every algorithm will be having certain criteria to select. Basing on certain criteria, you will be selecting which process is to be given. Another algorithm, that is SJF. SJF stands for shortest job first. So some processors may have the design policy like whichever job is having shortest execution time, I will be giving to that process. Okay, so shortest job first. Similarly to shortest job first, you have another algorithm, that is longest job first. That is just opposite of SJF, longest job first. Okay, then you have certain algorithms, certain advanced algorithms like HRRN, that means highest response ratio next. Okay, normally these kind of algorithms are not asked in university exams also, but they are useful when you are going with the gate exam questions or कोई competitive exams में आप जा रहे हो, तो उस केस में HRRN ऐसे algorithms आपको पूछेंगे. Okay, that is highest response ratio next. So whichever process is having good response ratio, basing on that you are allotting the processor. Now high response time we have discussed already, and we will discuss in next slide as well. Okay, then there is another algorithm, that is multi-level queue scheduling algorithm. Now this is just a concept, you don't have any numerical part in this. This is just a concept that also we will be discussing. Okay, now in with the same algorithms, if you go with the preemption part, you have algorithm like SRTF. SRTF मतलब shortest remaining time first. Shortest remaining time first. This is the similar to SJF only, shortest job first only, but with preemption. Okay, it is similar to SJF only but with preemption. So in exam they can give you question like SRTF directly, or to give the twist they can write this algorithm is SJF with preemption. So in that case you should understand that it is SRTF, shortest remaining time first. Now just like shortest remaining time first, we also have LRTF, that is longest remaining time first. Similar to longest job first, LJF की तरह ही LRTF है, longest remaining time first. Then these two, round robin and priority. Okay, so round robin is again very important algorithm, mostly used in time sharing systems. It is used. Okay, so we will discuss this also. Priority also we will be discussing. Priority is here, the criteria is any process which is having high priority, that process is given for the execution. Okay, so if you like concise all this, the main important algorithms are this one. HCFS, then SJF, then SRTF, priority and round robin. LJF is very, what do you call, occasional, very very rare. It is just a concept again. इस पे ज़्यादा न्यूमेरिकल्स आपको नहीं आते हैं. मोस्टली न्यूमेरिकल्स आपको ये 5 एल्गोरिदम्स पे आते हैं. So we will be discussing all these algorithms with examples as well. Okay, but to discuss the algorithms, we need to calculate certain criteria. Certain things will already be given to you and certain calculations you have to do. Okay, so for that you need to know different difference between various times. So you already know about turnaround time, that we have discussed in the previous lecture. Waiting time you already know. Apart from that one, you have 3 other times. Arrival time, AT, represented throughout the slides in AT. AT matlab time at which the process has arrived into the system. Okay, the time at which the process has arrived into the system. This will be given to you in question itself. Okay, burst time. Burst time matlab time required by a process to get executed on CPU. Okay, let's say you say that a process is taking 10 seconds to execute, then the burst time will be 10. That's it. So this is also will be given in the question itself. Okay, you have to calculate completion time, turnaround time and waiting time and response time. These 4 things you need to calculate from the given data. Okay, so completion time matlab time at which process completes its execution, that you call it as completion time. Okay, turnaround time matlab completion time minus arrival time आप करोगे तो आपको turnaround time आएगा. Completion time is the point of time. Arrival time is the point of time. Burst time is the duration. Turnaround time is also duration. Waiting time is also duration. Response time is also duration. Okay. Now the same things, I'll take one example to explain this one. Again, let's take the same bank example. So let's say you are going to bank at 11 o'clock. तो आपका arrival time क्या होगा? 11 o'clock होगा. Okay, now you very well know that you need only 5 minutes to complete your deposit or whatever. Okay, आपको पहले से पता है कि बस ये 5 मिनट का काम है कि मुझे सिर्फ चेक दे के वापस आ जाना है. Okay, so you very well know it is 5 minutes, so burst time will be 5 minutes. These two will be given to you. Okay, now you went to bank at 11 o'clock. You know it will be taking only 5 minutes, but it is not necessary that you are coming out of bank at 11:05. It is not necessary. You may come out of bank at 12 o'clock. Okay, so completion time is the point of time. So your completion time will be 12 o'clock. Okay, now turnaround time matlab completion minus arrival. Completion क्या है हमारा? 12. 12 minus 11. So 1 hour. 1 hour is your turnaround time. Okay, now in this 1 hour, okay, 1 hour of time in your bank, okay, you may be waiting for your turn. आप बैंक में गए और आपका प्रोसेस स्टार्ट नहीं हुआ है. You may be waiting in the bank for certain amount of time. Let's say आपका काम 30 minutes के बाद आपका टर्न आया. Okay, so that will be your waiting time in the bank ideally, but according to formula what you should take, turnaround time क्या है? 1 hour मतलब 60 minutes minus आपका burst time क्या है? 5 minutes. Okay, so totally 55 minutes आपका waiting time था. Whether it is in the starting or in the ending, whatever, आपका task तो 5 मिनट का था, but आपको ये सारे after and pre formalities करने के लिए आपको extra 55 minutes लग गए. So that will be your waiting time. And the time at which you got the first response. Okay, the time at which you got your first response. First response आपको कितने बजे मिला है? Let's say 11:30 को आपको first response मिला. Okay, so that means the time at which process got the CPU for the first time. कितने बजे आपको वो कैशियर का first response मिला? 11:30 minus arrival time 11 o'clock. So this will be equal to 30 minutes. So this will be your response time. Okay. So this way you have to calculate the completion time, turnaround time, waiting time and response time. Okay, यहाँ तो एक बहुत simple example लिया और एक ही process हमने लिया था, that is depositing money was the only process. But in your processor there will be n number of processes. You need to calculate all the metrics for all the processes and then average also you need to find out. Okay, is this clear up to here? ये formulas याद रखना, ठीक है. Now let's get into the numerical. Very first numerical, that is FCFS, first come first serve numerical. Okay, यहाँ पे criteria क्या होता है? Whichever process is coming first, you are giving importance to that process. That means arrival time is the criteria. And first case हम discuss कर रहे हैं non preemption case. Okay, we are discussing the non preemption case. So non-preemptive मतलब whenever a process is executing by CPU, you will finish the process to its exit state or terminate state. Okay, after that only you will be taking another process. So this is non-preemptive. Now as I have told you, you will be given certain data, like आपको process number already दे देंगे, then arrival time will already be given to you, then burst time will be given to you. You have to calculate completion time, turnaround time, waiting time and response time. Okay. Now here in this example you are given 4 processes. Okay, so P1, P2, P3, P4, 4 processes are given. You will have the arrival time is given like this, and the burst time, that means time taken to execute by CPU. The process itself is saying that I will require this much amount of time, and you have to calculate turnaround time, waiting time and response time. Okay, so the first step, whenever this numerical is given to you, draw this kind of table. Okay, because not necessary always table form में देंगे, आपको sets form में भी दे सकते हैं, इस तरीके से ऐसे भी दे सकते हैं, P1, P2, P3 ऐसा दे के फिर इसका arrival time का एक array दे सकते हैं, burst time का एक array दे सकते हैं. It can be given in any form. So first represent all your data in a tabular form. Okay, so your turnaround time का formula क्या है? Completion time minus arrival time. Note down all the formulas because it will be quite easy for you to fill the table if you have all the formulas with you. Okay, now to calculate all the metrics, completion time and all those things, you require the help of Gantt chart. Okay, you require the help of Gantt chart. Gantt chart मतलब it represents the execution with respect to time. Okay, time के through कैसे processes execute हो सकते हैं उसको represent करने का एक method है, एक tool है. Even you draw Gantt chart for your projects also to define the project timeline. Okay, you will be drawing those also. Now whatever examples I have taken for all the algorithms, I have taken examples such that they cover all the cases. Okay, because if I show you only one simple case और फिर कोई twist आ गया तो आपको problem होगी. So I have taken examples such that it will be covering all the cases in all algorithms. Okay, so first let's start. First the criteria is arrival time. Okay, now first at time 0, your Gantt chart starts at time 0. So at time 0, how many processes you have in the system? Time 0 पे कितने processes है? Yes. Hello.
One.
Process
one.
Process 1. So you execute P1 process. For how much time you need to execute this process? उसका बर्स्ट टाइम दिया हुआ है. For how much duration you need to execute this process? 2 seconds. Okay, so 2. Okay, now in the 2 seconds we are going with first come first serve, whichever process comes first with respect to arrival time that you have to execute. Okay, and it is non preemptive, तो आपको बीच में से कोई प्रोसेस को स्टॉप नहीं करना है. ठीक है, so P1 process you have executed. Now next process, you see at the second time instant how many processes you have in your system. The second time instant you have P2 process in your system, so you will be executing P2 process. Its arrival time was 1, पर आप execution 2 से start कर रहे हो because P1 was already executing. So it will be executed for how many instances, sorry, how many seconds? 2 seconds. Okay, so 2 is time unit in the timeline. 2 seconds is already completed plus this 2, so now you will be totally having your current processor time at 4 seconds. Okay, now at the 4th second how many processes you have here? 4th second में कितने processes है?
0 ma'am, no process.
No process. Okay, so 1 second you will be going idle, मतलब आपका CPU idle है यहाँ पे because it has not got any process and we are using this criteria first come first serve, so there is no other process here, so this time you will be going idle. Now at the 5th instant you have another process P3. Okay, you have another process P3 and P3 will be executed for how many instance of time? 3 seconds है उसका burst time, so 5 plus 3 that will give you 8. Okay, now after that 8th second पे कितने processes है? 6. You have arrival time 6 पे एक P4 process already आ गया है, so that we can take for execution. So वो कितने time execute होगा? For 4 seconds. So 8 plus 4 here you will be having 12. Okay, so this is the way how you can make your Gantt chart. This is very simple example. Now at times it also happens that consider arrival time as 0, ऐसा भी हो सकता है. That means आपके सारे processes 0 second पे आ गए, उस टाइम पे और easy आपको हो जाएगा. just आपको burst time ही देखना होगा, I mean order देखना होगा कि कौन सा process पहले आया है. ठीक है, now let's calculate your completion time. So completion time का formula क्या था? What was the formula for completion time or definition of completion time? Remember the bank example. We went into the bank at 11 o'clock and we came out at 12. So completion time was 12. The point of time from where we are exiting your bank, that was the completion time. So here the point of time where we are exiting the processor, okay, that will be completion time. Okay, so wherever you see आपको P1 का completion time calculate करना है, in the Gantt chart you see P1 last कब आया है और उसके right side में जो value है वो आपको note down करनी है. Okay, so P1 last में कब आया है? This is the instance and इसके right side में जो भी value है 2 seconds. So it took 2 seconds completion time. ठीक है, now P2 का बोलो.
4.
Okay, P3
8 12 ma'am.
good. Okay, this is quite easy I guess. So in this example we have P1 here only once. ये हो सकता है कि अगले कुछ examples में P1 repeat भी हो सकता है. Okay, थोड़ा यहाँ पे complete करेंगे, थोड़ा यहाँ पे करेंगे, थोड़ा और कहीं पे करेंगे. Okay, but in the last you have to take the last occurrence of P1 and the right side value of that one. Okay, so that will give you the completion time. Okay, now once you get completion time, it is quite easy for you to calculate the turnaround time. So turnaround time is nothing but completion time minus arrival time. Okay, so completion time क्या है? Completion time minus arrival time. चलो फटाफट बोलो calculate करके.
2 ma'am, 2
2
3
3
3 6
6. That is the turnaround time. Waiting time is turnaround time minus burst time. So ये turnaround time आ गया
0,
minus burst time. 0,
1,
0, 2.
0, 2.
Okay. So if you see by definition also, if you go, P1 process has arrived at 0 instance and it doesn't need to wait. So उसका waiting time 0 होगा. So P2 1 instance पे आया है और 1 unit उसको wait करना पड़ा. 1 second it has to wait. Okay. P3 has came at 5th instant but it doesn't need to wait because there were no other processes. So तुरंत हमने उसको start कर दिया था. So its waiting time will be 0. Similarly, P4 came at the 6th instant but execution has started at the 8th instant. So 2 seconds it has to wait. Okay. Now next is the response time. Response time मतलब time at which a process got its CPU for the first time. Okay, first time उसको CPU कब मिला था minus arrival time. Okay. So first process को CPU first time कब मिला था? Now see the left hand side values of each first occurrence of each process. So P1 का first time CPU कब मिला था उसको? 0 minus उसका arrival time भी क्या था? 0. So 0 minus 0 you will get it as 0 itself. Okay. So similarly P2 को first
One.
time process कब मिला? 2 and उसका arrival time क्या था? 1. So that means 1. Okay. Now what is for P3? P3 का क्या होना चाहिए? Response time
0,
0 and P4 का
2.
2.
2.
Okay. Now can you observe anything, any similarity?
Yes, waiting time and response time are same.
Are same. Waiting time and response time are same. But this case is not always true. It is true only when we work with non-preemptive algorithms. Okay. जब हम preemptive में जाएंगे तो response time अलग होगा. Okay. This both are not same always. Now this type of questions will come to you. Now it is not that this is the end of your numerical. You may be asked to calculate average waiting time, average turnaround time and average response time. Okay, so there are quite simple. आपको जो भी times आए हैं you need to sum up all the time divided by number of processes. Okay, sum up all the times divided by number of processes. So यहाँ पे क्या होगा total 6 plus 6 12 13
14.
14 divided
14.
by 4 processes है in our system. So that will be 14 by 4. Okay, similarly waiting time 2 plus 1 3, 3 divided by 4. This will be your waiting time and this is your response time. Okay, so we normally try to minimize these values. Whatever values you get, you need to like divide करके आपको result लिखना होता है and you see which algorithm gives you the best average values that you can choose that algorithm. Okay. Now one more question comes, like one more place where students are confused. What if two processes have arrived at same instance? Okay, so 0th instance पे दोनों process आ गए हैं तो first come first serve criteria जो है arrival time का, which one you have to take? Okay, you can take basing on again process ID पे आप base करके ले सकते हो. Okay, any one you can take, but it is preferable कि you keep certain things in mind, like you can go with the process ID. So whichever is having the least process ID, you can take that process and execute. Okay, any questions so far?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so if I give any algorithm, then you can easily do it. I mean, any question in FCFS, you can do it easily.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ठीक है. So like after completion of all the algorithms, we will practice certain cases. Okay, कुछ हम practice के लिए करेंगे class में. Okay, now next algorithm is SJF. SJF stands for फिर से भूल गए.
Shortest job first.
Shortest job first. Now every time you need to see what criteria we are taking into consideration. Here shortest job is decided basing on the burst time. So whichever process is having the least burst time, that you have to execute. And here we are seeing the non-preemption case. Okay, that means you need not stop your execution for any other shortest process. Okay, again you have the what do you call metrics given, arrival time is given, burst time is given. You have to calculate completion time, turnaround time, और कौन सा था, waiting time, response time. This you need to calculate. Okay, so here also you are given 4 processes, P3 and P4, and the turnaround time for P1 process is, arrival time is 1, 2, 1, 4, and burst time is 3, 4, 2, 4. ठीक है? Just remember criteria is burst time here. So whichever job is having shortest burst time, that you have to run. Now again let's draw with the help of a Gantt chart. So your chart will always start with 0. This will be showing your time. One more thing, see whatever units we have taken here, I have not mentioned units anywhere. Okay, so you can consider that they all are having same units, like it may be seconds or milliseconds, whatever, they can be same. So in exam, if it is clearly mentioned that units are to be like mentioned whenever you are calculating averages, so don't forget to mention those things. Okay, so in the 0th instant, you have to select the shortest job. In the 0th instant, how many jobs you have here, or how many processes you have here?
0, ma'am.
0, no processes you have. So your first instance of time in the CPU will be going idle. Okay. Now in the first instant of time, how many processes you have? फर्स्ट इंस्टेंट में कितने प्रोसेसेस आ गए सीपीयू के पास? 2 प्रोसेस, वेरी गुड. P1 है और P3 है. ओके, बट आवर क्राइटेरिया इज SJF, शॉर्टेस्ट जॉब आपको लेना है. सो P1 का बर्स्ट टाइम क्या है? 3. P3 का बर्स्ट टाइम क्या है? 2. सो विच इज स्मॉलेस्ट? P3. So we have to consider P3. Got it? Now P3 will be executed for how many seconds? 2 seconds. So 1 plus 2, you will be getting here 3. Now you can remove P3 from your ready queue. So all these processes are in your ready queue. P3 you have completed, so you can remove from the ready queue. Now at the third instant, how many processes you have? In the third instant, you have P1 process that is already in your ready queue. Then you also have P2 process in the second instant. So you have the P2 process in the second instance. Now again compare the burst time of P1 and P2. So P1 का burst time है 3, P2 का 4. So P1 is less than the burst time of P2. So we are going with the shortest job. So P1 will be executed here. For how many instances? 3. So 3 plus 3, that is 6. Okay, so now you can also remove P1 from your ready queue. So P1 भी हमने निकाल दिया. ठीक है. Now at the 6th instant, how many processes are there in my ready queue? I already have P2 process and P4 has arrived at the 4th instance. So P2 and P4 are there in my ready queue. So what is the shortest among both? So both are having same time. Okay, now again this example is intentionally taken. So when you have both the burst times as same, you take the process which is having the lower arrival time, because it is waiting in the ready queue for longer amount of time. So you can take this process. Now at times it happens that these two are also same, arrival time भी same होता है. उस केस में जो पहला process आया है वो आप ले सकते हो, and in that if both are arrived at same time, then there is no, you cannot differentiate between first come first served also. So in that case you go with the process id, whichever process is having lowest process id that you can take. Okay, but in our case arrival time of p2 is quite small when compared to p4, so we can go for p2. Is it clear here? Yes.
ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
it is executing for how many seconds? 4 seconds. So 6 plus 4, it will be 10. Okay. Now P4, P2 is also completed. So you are removing it from the ready queue, and at the 10th instant we don't have any extra processes in our queue. We have only one process left, so that you can execute P4 process. And then what is the execution time? 4 seconds. So 10 plus 4, that will give you 14. Okay, now I want you all to tell quickly the completion time and arrival time and everything. Okay, so first let's start with the completion time. Completion time I have
6.
told you, wherever the process is there उसके right hand side का value आपको देखना है. P1 का last occurrence इधर है
6.
and उसका right hand side, that is 6. P2,
10.
10.
P3,
3.
3.
14.
P4,
14.
40. Good. नेक्स्ट टर्न अराउंड
5.
टाइम का डेफिनेशन क्या है, सॉरी फॉर्मूला क्या है? कंप्लीशन माइनस अराइवल टाइम. फॉर फर्स्ट फ्यू एग्जांपल्स कीप प्रैक्टिस ऑफ राइटिंग दिस फॉर्मूला सो दैट यू डोंट फॉरगेट. ओके, सो कंप्लीशन टाइम इज 6 माइनस अराइवल टाइम 1.
5.
So 5, then
8.
8,
2.
2.
2.
10.
10.
10. ओके, गुड. नेक्स्ट वेटिंग टाइम का फॉर्मूला क्या है? टर्न अराउंड टाइम माइनस बर्स्ट टाइम. ओके, so turn around time क्या है? 5 minus 3, that is 2,
2.
then
8.
4,
0.
8
6.
and
0. 6.
sorry यहाँ पे क्या
0.
है?
6.
0 है. 0, 6. रिस्पॉन्स टाइम फर्स्ट सीपीयू कब
First
मिला
time
है?
minus arrival time.
हाँ, फर्स्ट सीपीयू कब मिला है उसको? P3 को 1 माइनस अराइवल टाइम 1, so you will be getting it as 0,
2.
sorry 2, 2, then 4,
4.
राइट?
0.
0, 0 यहाँ
0.
6. ठीक है.
6. Same.
नाउ या दिस इज सेम बिकॉज इट इज नॉन प्रिमिटिव केस. नॉन प्रिमिटिव केस में क्या होता है? ऑलमोस्ट वेटिंग टाइम और रिस्पॉन्स टाइम सेम हो जाता है. सो आई लीव इट टू यू टू कैलकुलेट एवरेज टर्न अराउंड टाइम एंड एवरेज वेटिंग टाइम. आई थिंक इट्स you can calculate it quite easily. Average response time. Clear? Any questions?
No, ma'am.
No.
Okay, now giving you one task. It's quite simple. Whatever 2 examples that we have done, make arrival time as 0 and execute the same examples the same manner and see what is the difference between turnaround time and waiting time. जो भी हमने 2 examples देखे हैं ना, first for the FCFS and SJF, I have taken arrival time, different arrival time. You take arrival time as 0 for all the processes in both the cases and see what is the difference in the turnaround time and waiting time. ठीक है. Next we are moving into the preemptive category. Okay, preemptive category, that the previous one was SJF with non-preemption. This is SRTF, that is nothing but SJF with preemption. So in both the cases you should understand that question अगर ऐसा दिया हुआ है तो you should understand that it is SRTF. Okay, so what will be the criteria? क्राइटेरिया क्या होगा इसमें? बर्स्ट टाइम क्राइटेरिया लेंगे हम. शॉर्टेस्ट बर्स्ट टाइम जिसका होगा दैट विल बी द क्राइटेरिया एंड मोड विल बी प्रीएम्पशन. ठीक है. So again you have your process number or process, then you have your arrival time, burst time, इतना डेटा आपको दिया होगा. You have to calculate completion time, turnaround time, waiting time and response time. ठीक है. This time it will be quite different. Process number P1, P2, P3, P4. 0, 1, 2, 4. Arrival time is given. Burst time is given 5, 3, 4, 1. Okay, so let's start. So again, draw the Gantt chart. So first instant क्या होगा? Zero process. So first at zero processes, zero instance, how many process you have in your system? Zero instance में कितने process है आपके पास?
P1.
Only P1. Okay. What is the burst time of P1? 5. If we don't have any other process to compete, you have to select that process only. So zero instance पे एक ही process है. So we are taking that P1 process. Now always remember, you whenever you are going with the preemption, do not execute the process to its completion. मतलब 5 seconds दिया है तो 5 seconds तक आपको execute नहीं करना है. Okay, what you have to do, you have to execute only for the 1 second. You have to execute only for the 1 second. Then at 1 second or first instant, see how many processes are there in your system. So in the first instance, how many processes are there in your system? P1 was already there and P2 is also added into the ready queue. Okay. Now you compare the criteria. What is the criteria? SJF or shortest remaining time first or shortest job first. You compare the burst time. So P1 has already executed one instance. Total burst time 5 है तो one instance execute हुआ. So it is having now instance 4. Okay. And P2 is not yet started its execution but it is arrived in the ready queue. और उसका instance कितना है? 3. So which is shortest? P2. P2 is shortest, so you have to execute P2 first. Is it clear? Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, again P2 you are not executing to its completion, you will be executing only for one instance. ओके, सो ये आपने वन इंस्टेंस एग्जीक्यूट किया तो इसका बर्स्ट टाइम 4 हो गया. ये आपने वन इंस्टेंस एग्जीक्यूट किया सो इसका बर्स्ट टाइम 2 हो गया. रिमेनिंग टाइम, शॉर्टेस्ट रिमेनिंग टाइम, so remaining time is 2. Now in the second instance, how many processes you have in the system? Ready queue. So P1 is already there, P2 is already there. In the second instance, P3 has also arrived. Okay, and what is the burst time of P3? 4. So this is 4, this is 2 and this is 4. 4, 2, 4. Which is shortest among these? Which is shortest among these three?
P2.
P2. So you will be executing P2 only. Again you will be executing only for one instance. So one instance execute किया तो इसका time क्या हो गया है? 1. ठीक है? Now again in the third instance, how many processes you have in the system? No additional process is added. So you will be, these three processes only are in competition. So P1, P2 and P3. Out of these three, which process is having least burst time? So we can clearly see P2 is having least time. So I am executing one instance of P2. So it comes to 4. So जैसा ही P2 का instance execute हो जाएगा, this will become 0. That means P2 is completely executed. You can remove from the ready queue. Now in the ready queue you have P1 left, P3 left. At the fourth instant, P4 has also arrived. P4 is also there in the ready queue. Okay. Now if you see the compare the burst time, P1 का burst time है 4, P3 का burst time है 4, P4 का burst time क्या है? 1. Which is the shortest? Shortest कौन सा है? P4 obviously. So P4 you will be writing it here. Again you will be executing P4 only for 1 instance or 1 second. Its burst time is also 1 second, तो ये 0 हो गया. Now this you can remove from your ready queue. Now you are left with only P1 and P3. Okay, now again in the P1 and P3, which is the having shortest burst time? Now both are having equal burst time. So in that case we are going to consider the arrival time. So arrival time, P1 has arrived earlier at 0th instant, so you can consider going with the P1. Okay, so again you are executing it for one instance, say 6. Now your P1 time execution will be 3. Again at the 6th instant you check your ready queue. Are there any new processes? So you don't have any new process. So in that case what happens? Only P1 and P3 are there. So P1 का execution time है 3, P4 का है 4, sorry P3 का है 4. So which process is having least execution time, remaining time? So P1. So again you are going for executing P1 for the 7th instant. Now this value will become 2. Again comparing the same way, again you are executing, it will become 8 here and here it will be 1. Again you are executing the process, this will become 9 and this will become 0. So once it becomes 0, you are removing your P1 from the queue. P1 आप queue में से remove कर दोगे. Only one process is remained in your queue, that is P3. Now you can run this P3 in single time instances also, but if not you can run it completely once also. So at once if you run 9 plus 4 you will be having 13. Is it clear? गैंट चार्ट क्लियर हुआ? ये परफेक्टली बनेगा तो ये टेबल अच्छे से आपका बनेगा, अदरवाइज यू विल गेट एरर. Is the Gantt chart clear for everyone? Now after having certain practice, good practice of like 5-6 examples अच्छे से practice कर लो तो आपको ये P1 इतने बार लिखने की ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. You can directly get the idea, like 5 यहाँ पे है तो 5 और दोनों का burst time same है and P1 is arrived early, so you can directly write P1 करके 9 आप लिख सकते हो. Okay, but if you are doing it for the first 1 or 2 time, have a practice. Whenever there is preemption case involved, proceed your algorithm in instances of 1 or in steps of 1 only. Okay, that will be quite useful for you. मतलब mistake नहीं होगी कहीं पे. Now चलो completion time बोलो फटाफट. The process instance में last राइट हैंड साइड आपको देखना है ग्रैंड चार्ट में. सो P1 प्रोसेस 9, यस गुड. सो P1 लास्ट यहाँ पे आया है और उसका राइट हैंड साइड आपको देखना है, दैट इज 9. P2 प्रोसेस हियर एंड इट इज 4. P3 प्रोसेस दैट इज 13.
5.
एक मिनट. P4
5.
ठीक है. टर्न अराउंड टाइम, कंप्लीशन माइनस
अराइवल टाइम.
चलो बोलो.
9.
कंप्लीशन इज 9 minus 0, that is 9. Okay.
3. 4 minus 1. 11. 1.
Who is saying these answers? I am not able to see. Can you? What's your name?
Sagar.
Okay, Sagar. Thank you for quickly responding. Turnaround time minus burst time. So turnaround time. Okay. Now again, one mistake here you are doing is, some students do is, turnaround time minus burst time. Here the burst time you have to take original one. ओके, बिकॉज हम ये ऐसा कैंसिल करके लिखते हैं फॉर आवर इजी अंडरस्टैंडिंग. इन दैट केस डोंट फॉरगेट दी ओरिजिनल वन. ओरिजिनल बर्स्ट टाइम आपको सब्ट्रैक्ट करना है. ओके, सो टर्न अराउंड टाइम इज 9. 9 minus 5 you have 4. Then 3 minus 3 is 0. 11 minus 7 and 0. ओके, नाउ रिस्पॉन्स टाइम. रिस्पॉन्स टाइम में आपको क्या देखना है? CPU फर्स्ट कब उसको मिला है माइनस अराइवल टाइम. ओके सो P1 प्रोसेस फर्स्ट उसको CPU कब मिला, नाउ CD लेफ्ट हैंड साइड ऑफ द फर्स्ट अकेरेंस, फर्स्ट अकेरेंस
Zero.
कब हुआ है यहाँ पे 0 माइनस अराइवल टाइम, सो 0. P2 प्रोसेस फर्स्ट अकेरेंस उसका यहाँ पे 1 पे हुआ है और अराइवल टाइम भी 1 है, सो दैट इज 0 अगेन.
7.
देन P3 का फर्स्ट अकेरेंस 9 पे है बट अराइवल टाइम इज 2, सो दैट इज 7. एंड P4 का first occurrence is 4
Zero.
and arrival time is 0. So now you can see there is a difference in waiting time and response time. Okay, again you have to calculate average waiting time, turnaround time and response time. Clear? Any questions
Yes.
till now? Any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so if you don't have any questions, we can conclude this